Hey there. Okay, we're going to go over some tariff information. This is using Zonos, which is connected to Canada Post, and this is so the seller can prepay the tariffs on an item they are selling, which were manufactured in whichever country will show. Percentages on tariffs can vary from item to item and country to country, so there's nothing fixed. For these purposes, we're going to price everything at $10 US. And let's start off with China. So this is for an item made in China. In this case, we're going to use a coffee mug. Just a simple coffee mug. Now Zonos will look through its database and it'll come up with a tariff number, a HTS number, and the amount of the tariff. So here we go. So let's get the results. And here, as you can see, this is the HTS code, which would have to go on the label usually for a ceramic coffee mug. These are all the different tariffs applied. Now, I'm in Canada, so I'll be using Canada Post. There's all the other postal services that this particular company uses. They're basically a broker. It's almost is basically a broker that takes care of the customs and the duties and the paperwork involved. Commercial would be UPS, FedEx, or whatever. In most cases, this amount's going to be higher. But for now, we're going to concentrate on the postal amount. So as you can see, for China, most of the tariffs are at 10%. So on a $10 item, there's a total of $2. So it's this tariff, which is the fentanyl based. I guess if fentanyl gets eliminated entirely, that'll get dropped. And then here's the 10% on the regular postal shipment tariff. So now let's start that again, and we'll just put in coffee mug. It assumed it was ceramic. Now let's put in Canada. We'll choose Canada. Again, $10 US. And the result, same HTS code. But here, we got a 35% tariff. So $3.50 on tariffs for a $10 item. Canadian made products are charged more in tariffs than Chinese made products. So Canada is currently either first or second, depending on what numbers you look at, in the amount of business we do with the USA. We're their closest neighbors, and we get nailed. While the customer actually, who pays that is supposed to pay this, that's what they get charged in tariffs. So in these cases, we're paying the tariff. We have to absorb this amount somehow in the product we are selling. Now, on top of these, Zonos and any broker have fees that they charge on top. This is the money going to the U.S. government. That's all this is, the tariffs. This is the tax the buyer is paying on products they buy from other countries. Now, let's try, for kicks and giggles, Russia. And again, a coffee mug, $10. And they pay a whopping 55%, a little bit more actually, because it's so 65%, so $6.50. Now, let's go with Venezuela, because there's some issues with the U.S. government right now in Venezuela to do with drug running. And here we go. They pay $1.50 or 15%. So they are paying, again, less than, if it's made in Venezuela, it's less than what a Canadian-made product would be. There's a lot more involved. This is just one single little tiny snippet. With this, these are calculations are for what the seller would need to pay to Zonos through Canada Post in order for the items to clear. And again, this amount goes to the U.S. government. Then Zonos has their fees, plus Canada Post obviously has a label fee that you have to buy, and there's a fee for that. So you really got to keep in mind these different numbers. It's roughly $4.50 for the Zonos brokerage fee, and these are clearance fees. These are broker fees. Custom agencies, these are pretty standard. They all pay. They're not free, except if this number ends up being 0. Currently, at least, Zono waives their fees. So a lot of media items like books and CDs and things of that nature. Let's put in book. Just put in book. As you can see, no tariffs are applied. $0. So things like CDs, books, movies, VHS tapes, calendars, things of that nature, you can ship to the USA tariff free at the moment. Hope this helps. Have a great day, and thank you very much.